So last night, Westworld had their event. Westworld had their event. The Elite Eight, and it had some other card battles. So we gonna recap. We gonna recap the event. That's what we gonna do. So first battle was Jock versus Rubaton. That was the first battle of that event. Jock versus Rubaton was the first battle. Um, no, Jock has been viral for like some of the things he said and stuff like that. Rubaton, familiar with him, he did the URL Crucible a little while, some time ago. So I'm familiar with him. Good to see him rap again. Actually, you know, it was good to see him rap. So what can I say? Jock is an interesting person when it comes to rapping. Interesting, very interesting. Um, I wasn't really feeling what he was rapping about. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I was not feeling what he was rapping about. Um, to me, it just seemed like he was just rapping just to be rapping. He was just rhyming random bars. It was nothing crazy in my opinion. You know, you know. So first round, like it was nothing crazy for me about Jock. It was nothing crazy for me. Um, Rubiton's first round, he's talking to G Will about Jock being his debut and everything. And it was like, of all people, this is who you gave me for my debut. So I had Rubiton in the first. Like Rubiton's bars were more direct at Jacques, whereas Jacques' bars just seemed to be like whatever he can rhyme together. That was what he was rapping. That's how it came off. Um, Now second round kind of made this battle like crazy. Like Jock had a bunch of pause worthy bars. Um, he had a lot of things to like, a lot of things to say about Rubiton being in jail and calling him gay and this, that, and the third. Um, he had jokes about Rubiton's name. Um, Talking about Rubiton going to jail. Um, and while he's talking about this, like toward the end of his round, he messed up at a point. He messed up at a point, talking about Rubiton being gay and him going to jail and that he was trying to get it back. And then after a point, he just ended his round. When I say that round was so pause worthy, it was just nothing but Rubiton's gay, he's gone to jail. Rubiton's gay, he's gone to jail. That's Jock's whole angle the second round. Um, Him talking about Rubiton, I guess he had a, a drug addiction at one point, mentioning that. Rubleton had a rebuttal. He had a rebuttal on Jackson. He fucked up his life, I guess, with the drugs and then going to jail. He had a rebuttal on that. So, like overall, I gave Rubleton the battle. I had it 30 Rubleton. Like, don't get me wrong, Jock can rap and he can rhyme words, but it was nothing crazy about it. It was nothing crazy about it. If we gonna keep it real and we gonna be honest, it was nothing crazy about what Jock said to Rubleton. Joking on the man's addiction, joking on the man going to jail, and insinuating he's gay because of jail. Like, that's basically his whole angle, the whole battle. It was terrible. Like, I don't see what people like about it as far as being a battle. Like, for me, nah. Um, then you had L.I. the Mayor versus Bread. Now, this battle was a one rounder. It was a one rounder. L.I. the Mayor went first. He had a solid round. He did kind of like stumble in the middle, but either way, he still kept going. Solid round. Um, First time seeing Bread battle, he definitely had a really good performance. You know, because they were saying they didn't know whether he was going to come to the battle. You know, so a lot of people kind of like wrote Bread off as far as battling L.I. the Mayor because they're like, oh, he not coming to the battle. Bread came to the battle and had a fire round. Fire round. Say what you want. He had a fire round. I got Bread beating Elana Mayer 1-0. I got him 1-0. I would definitely want to see Bread again. I know he said he's been getting booked a lot out on the East Coast. You know, definitely would love to see him again as far as Westworld. I don't know like against who per se, but I would like to see him again. Um, then you had Keys and Foyt Dev. Now, mind you, this is a rematch. This is a rematch. Um, this was one of the battles for the Elite Eight. I personally had Keys 2-1, but their decision was Dev. Dev won the battle. And I'm not mad at it because the battle was like this. The battle was that close. Like, I think one of the major things for Dev was talking about the West Coast history. Um, and basically telling Keys, represent, how could you be the champion for us the West and you don't know your West Coast history? You know, Jews and some of the other guys that have passed. Yeah, he doesn't know some of these guys. He doesn't know the history with some of them. So that hit hard. Dev started quoting one of their bars. Crowd was able to finish it off. So that was also good. Um, Keys basically saying he the reason that Magnitude went the way it went. Um, like Keys was like Keys, even though Keys lost, he still had another great performance. Another great performance. Um, that was probably one of the better Dev performances, you know. So I'm, salute to Dev. I'm not mad at it. It was a very close battle. And y'all will see that once this battle drops. It was a very close battle. Tomboy versus Red Bangs Don't Bang. Red Bangs, I think this is probably like the second battle of hers that I actually watched. Second battle of hers. You know, she raps very well. She raps very well. Tomboy, this is probably the second. No, this is probably like the third battle of Tomboy I've seen. You know, I didn't know that Tomboy won the Westworld Space Tournament, but that was, I believe, his actual in-person debut there. So that's dope. That was dope. You know, um, Red Bangs Don't Bang took the typical route, which I kind of figured that she possibly would, with the all the calling Tomboy gay. Calling Tomboy gay, you know. I don't care what anybody says. He is a very nice looking man. He is. He's a very nice looking man. And I think he has light colored eyes. You know, he, like every time I see him, he's dressed very nice. Like he got real nice tattoos. I can't make out what's on his hands as far as his tattoos, but you know, from what I've seen, I like it. You know, he looks the part when I see him. You know, he looks the part. Um, Red Banks mentioned about having him basically sell ass. I'm just like, okay, here we go. This is how this is about to go. So I'm like, all right, cool. Tomboy in return, talks about Red Bands Don't Bang being fat. So both of them kind of talked about what I kind of figured they would talk about with each other. But it was like, it seemed like Red Banks Don't Bang kind of talked about him being gay a lot and like certain things that certain language that she used, you know. Him being gay, what difference does it make? What difference does it make? You know, of course, the cool thing to say is, oh, he's gay. Cool. Um, she talked. Red Banks Nobody talked about Tomboy being his name and like the connotation, the notion that goes with that. Um, it just to me, it was predictable approach with Tomboy, whereas like Tomboy got in there and really rapped. He had he talked about her being fat, but he didn't harp on that like all 3 rounds. He said whatever he said, and then he went on to like just rapping. That's basically how that went. So I got Tomboy 3-0. I do. I got Tomboy 3-0. But I definitely want to see Red Bang Stone Bang battling. I do. I want to see her battle again. Tomboy, salute the OSBL, Kells, and what you're doing over there. Um, another win for Tomboy, another great showing. I definitely look forward to who he battles next. You know, for me, Tomboy he was one of the ones that I said um for to keep an eye on. To keep an eye on as far as OSBL. I mentioned Tomboy, I mentioned Mallory X, King Hashtag, um De- Deontay Els, Like, it's a lot of talent over there. OSBO making some moves. That's why I say salute to Kels and the development and the process and everything she's doing over there. It's working. It's working with the talent that you guys have over there. Um, the last battle was the Kid Clutch versus Next. That was the last battle. Um, I have Next winning the battle. Now, there was some controversy. There was some controversy with the battle. So, Next said something, and it was like somebody in the crowd just kept talking while he was rapping. So, it really kind of like escalated. I want to say this is the third round. Yeah, it escalated. Um, he mentioned royalty, and I don't know specifically what it was because I was watching the last round, but not really watching the last round. So it kind of escalated that Next told whoever to, I believe it was shut the fuck up while I'm rapping. You've been talking the whole time I'm rapping, and they were going back and forth. And I guess they tried to get that person to go outside, and Next is still directing at that person that you ain't gonna do shit, bitch ass nigga, this, that, the third. So, um, the Kid Clutch is basically trying to get uh Next to finish rapping, and then Next is trying to rap again, and then who says something, and then Royalty says something, and he said to Royalty, stop talking while I'm rapping, and Royalty was like, but you something you said my name. So G Will has to come from out of the picture of them battling and go to Royalty and basically like push him like to be quiet. So that ended the round. That ended the battle. Like I have Next winning, but that's some bullshit for us that Next is third round for the battle because here's my thing. Whether a nigga mention your name or not, if a nigga's rapping, why are you talking while the nigga rapping? Like that is crazy to me. That is just crazy to me to be talking while a nigga rapping. You came for the battle, but you gonna talk while a nigga rapping though. So make that make sense. You gotta make that make sense for people. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm pretty sure we've all seen the clip of Charlie Clips battling Fonz, and it's like, oh, Charlie Clips. How many more times are you gonna bullshit in a battle, bro? That would be the thing. How many more times you gonna bullshit in a battle? Um, it's just crazy. Like, then you got Hitman. You got Hitman and Easy going back and forth. Easy making the allegation that Hitman bought views, you know, and Hitman's like, why am I buying views? And my page has been monetized for a while, which sounds crazy to me. Hitman Holla buying views just doesn't make sense, you know. Hitman Holla dropped his disc. Easy Block Captain dropped his. Um, I like Hitman's disc more. I like his more. Easy's this was cool. It just seemed kind of rushed, in my opinion. I think he could have did better. I think he could have did better. You know. And then I think I saw something like Truffaut dropped a diss. You know, I don't know who his diss was at. I haven't listened to it. Um, but you got a battle rap field weekend coming up. You got a battle rap field weekend. Friday, kicking it off with politics as usual. Bullpen over bullshit. Saturday, um, the stage has the Black Brick series, which is free on the stage as far as their YouTube channel. Sunday, you have the Riot Monopoly 2. Um, you got a bunch of events. You got a bunch of events. You know, bunch of events. I see Averb and Swamp are still going back and forth. Don't really know what their whole going back and forth is about because the battle's booked. The battle's booked now, so it's like, what are y'all going back and forth about now? But probably later on, I'm thinking I'll go and do some predictions. Probably for I'll probably do predictions for um probably politics as usual. I think later on, probably about 7 or 8, come back and do my predictions for that politics as usual. Tomorrow, Talks with Jay has a talk with CA. Hashtag it get like that. Um, season 2 of the RBE intake. You know, me and CA gonna have a good conversation. You know, wanna like understand some things about CA. If you be in the space as far as RBE, you know he has a lot of energy in the spaces. So tomorrow we gonna talk to CA and talk about some things. But yeah, I'm gonna do politics as usual, predictions later on the night, probably 7 or 8. Um, talks with Jay, talks with Jay, um, talks has a talk with CA tomorrow. Then Wednesday, I'll probably do um Monopoly. Monopoly 2 predictions. Monopoly 2 predictions. I'll probably get to streaming on the regular now. Streaming on the regular now, and then I probably will have some more time. Go streaming the regular. WNBA season's coming up. Preseason starts May the 3rd, so I'm gonna be talking about WNBA also, and some sports topics, along with the battle rapping. You know, my opinion on things. What else? What else? I don't know. I might just go ahead and do. Yeah. Later on tonight, we gonna get into that. Probably some other things because I'm pretty sure some other things have been going on. Now, did see that Aver made the allegation that Swamp had a group of writers for the the tournament or something like that. I saw. Don't know how true. Like, I believe that's what he said. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Um, So we're gonna get into that. The stage, the Black Brick series, Party Wednesday. I'll probably talk about both of those. Thursday, Talks with Jay has a conversation with Nick Hefe Management, um, the league owner, the battler, the manager. We gonna get into the man that wears three hats and how he juggles all of these things. We gonna get into that on Thursday. Um, and probably some other things. Some other things to talk about. Probably talk about some music too. So stay tuned. Talks with Jay is gonna have a lot of different content coming up. You know. But tune in again with me later on tonight. Go do these politics as usual predictions. I'll see y'all then.